Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest, and welcome to the stock of the day, Radiopharm Thernostics, fairly rad company, and that's because their T code is RAD. Now, I'll be honest with you, whenever I see the word Thernostics, it just reminds me of Theranos and Elizabeth Holmes, and if ever there has been a story stock, it is that company. At one point in time, it had a market cap or a valuation of about $10 billion, and all it had was a story, a sort of seducing story at that, but just a story, and that story was a fraud. And if ever you get caught up in a story stock and things go awry, just remember that quite a few famous people, I think even, Rupert Murdoch bought some shares in Theranos, and I'd say he lost most of his money. So just remember that even savvy investors, famous people can get caught up in story stocks, that sort of thing. Okay, so interesting happenings with Radiopharm Thernostics today. Share price up 50% on an unusual reason. In fact, when a company does a placement or capital raising, you don't usually see the share price rally 50%. And that is exactly what has happened to Radiopharm Thernostics. So they deal with cancer therapies and imaging. This is just a clinical stage company, so they're well short of becoming profitable, revenue generating. I think the most advanced product at this point in time is only in phase 2 trials. So this is a sort of company I will stay clear of because it's still a story stock and there's a long road to go before it does generate any revenue. But it is interesting why the share price is up 50% today, and that is why Radiopharm Thernostics is the stock of the day. Okay, so let's have a look. Just confirming, share price up 54.17%. And what triggered this rise in share price is the announcement, Lantheus, which I believe is a NASDAQ-listed company. I'm just going to confirm that. I'm pretty sure it is Lantheus. Yeah, there it is, Lantheus Holdings, market cap, I would say $6.5 billion. Anyway, so Lantheus increases shareholding in RAD with $8 million placement. So you don't really see why the share price has rallied based off that announcement title. And they probably really should have done that. In fact, they should have included the word massive premium, because this was a placement at a massive premium to where the share price is. I actually have never seen that before. And that premium was 150%. Yep. Private placement to Lantheus for $5 million at 6 cents per share, representing a premium of 150% to the last closing price of 2.4 cents. Now, that means the shareholding in Lantheus in Radiopharm increases 12.2%, and I'm pretty sure Lantheus is now Radiopharm's biggest shareholder. So this could be a good sign moving forward that what Radiopharm Thernostics is doing might be successful, but the appropriate word there is might be successful. Doesn't mean it will be successful, just might be, or even that eventually Radiopharm Thernostics will be bought out by Lantheus. I think that's definitely a possibility down the line as well. Now, the history, I think I went through some of the announcements of Radiopharm Thernostics just the last year or so, and they did a pretty big placement or capital raising. When was that? At some point during the last year. Where was it? Trying to remember exactly where. There it is. So this was in June, not that long ago, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Radiopharm Thernostics completes $7 million placement and Lantheus strategic investment capital raise presentation. This is where I believe that Lantheus put some money into this company, and this was their initial holding. And I believe this was also a premium to the share price. So for some reason, Lantheus likes to buy Radiopharm Thernostics at a premium. They could just buy on market, maybe. This was a 47% premium at 5 cents. So they've gone a little bit harder this time, 150% premium to 47% premium. The other thing I did is I went through the company's most recent Appendix 4C just to see how much they're burning cash. And they are burning through a fair bit of cash, by the way. So just in the last quarter, they burned through $13.5 million cash just in operations. Now, I'm not sure if that is a normal quarter because we only have 3 months of data. So just be aware this company is burning through a lot of cash. And if they continue to burn a lot of cash, they'll have to keep on doing capital raisings, which means the shares on issue will increase a fair bit. And how much cash do they have on hand? Well, they have a lot. At the end of this particular quarter, 46.4 million, and that might increase maybe. Does that include the most? That would include that capital raising. So they still have a fair bit of cash on hand, but again, the cash burn rate is a little bit concerning. A little bit concerning. They wouldn't have any debt. There's no reason why a company like this would have any debt. I also went through the PowerPoint presentation that was released alongside that June capital raising. I just wanted to see a little bit more about this company. For instance, I just want to know what exactly they're doing. And you get that sort of information within these presentations. They haven't released many presentations, maybe one or two. And I'll show you what exactly like. I like to see these slides. These are sort of slides I like to see. I just talked about what they're doing. Just talking about the difference between imaging and therapeutics, something I am learning about. But this is what I really look for, clinical pipeline. So they do have a fair few in the pipeline right now, and there is one in phase 2, but that's an imaging, not therapy, and all the rest are either in phase 1 or preclinical. So a long way to go before this company is generating any revenue, but potentially they will be bought out, or they can make a deal with Lantheus maybe for these products they might be putting to market at some point in the future. The other thing I like to look at is just the management. And here he is, key management. It's interesting because I saw this and went, Paul Hopper, I know that name. Paul Hopper. I was looking at a company many years ago called Suda Pharmaceuticals, and there's no mention of Suda Pharmaceuticals here. So previous and current boards include Imogen, Chimeric Therapeutics, Virilix, Prescient Therapeutics, Polynoma, and Arovella Therapeutics. So he's a very busy person, also the founder of Radiopharm Thernostics. And I just did a little bit of research because I didn't see Suda there. And Suda did change the name to Arovella Therapeutics. So it doesn't mean that this company is going to be successful again. He has a lot of experience, 25 years experience as a life sciences entrepreneur. Okay, so that's actually, I was going to say that's it for the video, but let's have a look at the chart. Yeah, that's fairly important. Look at the chart. And this does, in fact, when I saw the chart, so share price actually in downtrend. You can see there has been little periods of time where there's been excitement in this company, and that excitement dies away fairly quickly. We've seen that a few times in 2024. The first time was in January, then again in June. So that would have been around that capital raising. You can see the share price rallied a fair bit around that capital raising, and then fell back fairly quickly. And then we saw the share price, for some reason, rally hard on the 9th of December. And I was like, okay, why did the share price rally hard on the 9th of December? And interesting enough, or maybe not interesting enough, they released an announcement the next day, not that day. And that announcement was, what day was it? Yeah, the 9th. They released on the 10th, the day after the share price rallied, completion of pre-analytical data package for RAD 402. It was marked price sensitive. Now, the company received an ASX aware letter in relation to that because the share price rallied the previous day and they were queried by the ASX around that. So have a look at that because it was screaming insider trading. The very fact the share price rallied the day before and then they released that particular announcement. So have a look at that. It's not something to be nervous about, but it is something to be aware of. And what happened after that? The price just went down again. So at this point in time, even with the share price up 50% today, there is a possibility the share price will start going down tomorrow because that is what we have seen in the past. However, there is signs that maybe the share price is getting close to the low. And the other thing to be aware of is the volume. We have started to see some big volume coming in, and that can be a good sign moving forward. There is a thought that sometimes volume precedes price action. So even though we might see a little bit of selling, that could be just all those shareholders who bought at higher prices in the past who just need to get out. And they have to be washed clean of the share registry before I think the share price can go higher because there's probably quite a few of them on the registry right now and they're looking for an opportunity to get out. And today is one of their opportunities. Okay, so that's really all I have for this stock of the day. Radiopharm Thernostics, a company I've never looked at before. This is the first time, innovating the way we see and treat cancer. So we do hope this company is successful because cancer is one of the worst things in the world. One of the worst things in the world. I'm not sure. Oh, there's probably plenty of things worse, but cancer is an awful thing. Anyway, If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.